90 in the 90s.
Well, he's going to have my name. No, he's going to have my name. They'll have both of our names.
How about we fix this? Do you mind if I go in your inside collar here?
Yeah, you got it, bud.
Appreciate you.
So who am I talking to?
You can look at me.
Okay.
So I'm Adam Schindler. I'm with KWTX, a local CBS station. So how does it feel to be back here at Fort Hood?
You know, I was thinking about the first time that I came to Fort Hood, and it's well over 20 years ago. Well, maybe not well over 20 years, but it's probably 2004 was my first trip here. And you were there? Oh my gosh. And we had it was a massive USO concert when the 4th ID came home from Iraq after capturing Saddam Hussein. And it was a giant welcome home ceremony, and I remember being here for that. They invited me to come and be a part of it. I wasn't entertaining. I didn't have a band. I just came. Oops. I just came as Lieutenant Dan and waved to everybody and said a few words and that kind of thing. And that was the first time. And then I came back 2009. I know twice in 2009. Terrible after the shooting in November of 2009, and I had been here in May of that year. So I don't know, probably 4 or 5 times, you know, over the years, and I always loved coming here. This is such an important mission and such an important base, and the people here are awesome. And it's been a while, so I wanted to come back and bring the band and have some fun. And we served some food today to a bunch of soldiers, and that's always a great thing to be able to do.
So you already have an amazing story career. And one of the things that stands out in my childhood is when you did that role in The Stand. Great movie. It was an amazing role you did. What inspires you to get into music and start doing this?
Well, I'll tell you, I played music before I was an actor. I had a guitar, and as a kid, maybe I was 10 years old when I got my first guitar, and played through junior high school and high school, and always loved playing. Then I got into acting, and acting kind of took over, and I just got very busy with that, started a theater company, and we were working to build that. And then it was the late 90s that I started playing again, just for fun. I would get together with some of the folks that are in this band still today. And then after September 11th, when we deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan, I started volunteering for the USO and going out and shaking hands and taking pictures, and eventually I was able to work out a tour with the USO to take some musicians with me, and some of them are still in the band. And that first tour was probably, it was the same year that I came here for the first time. In fact, I did a tour in February to Diego Garcia and Korea and Singapore. That was February, and then April I was here, and then I started taking the band all over the place, and it just became a part of the mission, you know, of providing support and appreciation and gratitude, and the more I did it, the more I wanted to do it again, and it's just grown into, you know, hundreds of shows over the years, and a full-time foundation that supports this. You know, this is all paid for by the American people who donate to the Gary Sinise Foundation. So it became a big mission, and I'm proud of it, and I have a great team that's facilitating the mission every day.
What does it mean to you to play for the military and provide that little bit of entertainment in what can be sometimes a troubling situation?
Well, you know, when we come to a military base with the music, it's all about lifting people up, and our little motto is honor, gratitude, and rock and roll, and that's what we do with the mission of the band with the Gary Sinise Foundation. It's to lift people up. It's to remind them that they're appreciated and that we're not forgetting about them. I get a lot of joy out of seeing people happy and jumping around and having a good time with the music. And in some ways, that's that's what I do for fun. I don't make a living as a musician. It's all for free, and it lifts me up when I am able to lift other people up with the music.
If you had a message to the soldiers and officers here at Fort Hood, what would that be?
Well, the message is always that we don't forget, where our freedom comes from. I know where my freedom comes from. That's why I got onto this mission. It has to be fought for, it has to be protected, it has to be defended. There are people out there every day doing that kind of thing, and people don't know where they are or what they're doing, but they're out there doing the heavy lifting to keep us safe. And I appreciate that, and I don't take my freedom for granted. So, look, if I can use my public platform that I have as an actor, and I got a talented bunch of people up on stage with me playing some good music. If I can use all that to lift people up and remind them that they're important and they're appreciated, then that's the way that I can give back and I can serve.
What's the one song you really enjoy playing for these guys?
I enjoy playing all these songs. We play 85 different songs. We probably play 20 to 25 songs per show. So I mix it up a little bit with a lot of different things, but we'll play country tunes and we play rock tunes. The song that you just heard there, that's a song that goes back to the 1980s by the Pat Metheny Group. It's an instrumental tune that I've always loved, and finally I said, hey, we're going to do this song. Not a lot of people know it, not a lot of people have heard, but occasionally there are a few Pat Metheny fans out in the crowd, and they might I love playing that. I love playing my son's music. My son wrote a lot of music, and we play 3 of his songs in our set, and we'll probably start playing a few more. There's albums of his called Resurrection and Revival. There's a whole series of records, 3 albums with a lot of music on it, and we play 3 of his songs now, and we'll probably end up playing a few more as time goes on. So I love playing those. I just like entertaining people and seeing the kids happy and seeing the older veterans happy and everybody in between having a good time.
Well, getting your son's music in there's got to add that little bit of a personal touch to it.
Yeah, it's very special. He was we lost him at cancer a couple of years ago, and it was a very difficult journey, a difficult fight. But through it all, he kept his creative spirit, and in the last year of his life, he wrote and recorded an entire album of music. And I'll talk about it later today, where I started discovering all this music in his files, and I went to work on 2 more albums for him, just pulling those pieces of music out of his files and getting them recorded. And now we have 3 records, and all the proceeds go to the Gary Sinise Foundation to help the mission, and that's what Mac wanted.
So what's next? What's your next spot you guys are going to play at?
Tomorrow night we're in Illinois at a big at a place called Cantini Park, which is where the Big Red One Museum is. It's a giant museum there, and so we do a big veterans concert there, veteran support concert. I've done it many times over the years. And then from there we go to Holloman Air Force Base in New Mexico, and we play there on Sunday night. So we got 3 shows this weekend, starting right here at Fort Hood.
Wow, that's a quick turnaround.
Yeah, American Airlines is a great partner and been a big supporter of mine for almost 20 years now, doing a lot of great things. And occasionally they will provide us an airplane to get the band around so that I can hit different states that are pretty far away from each other, that it would be difficult to go from Illinois to New Mexico, or Fort Hood to Illinois and then to New Mexico without the airplane. And so when I am fortunate enough to get the travel support like that, I try to pick some bases that maybe I haven't been to for a while or haven't been to at all, like Holloman Air Force Base. This will be my first trip there.
Okay. I know you want to get some rest. Is there anything you want to add or anything you would like to say about Fort Hood or being here today?
No, it's I was trying to track over the years how many times I've been here, and it's been a number of times over the years. It's been a while though since I've been here, so I'm really hoping a lot of people come out tonight and hear the band. We got a great set for you, and everybody's going to have a good time.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate your time.
You bet. My pleasure. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.